Illegal oyster harvesting in Hampton Roads. It's also unhealthy.
10 on your side has learned state officials caught nearly a dozen local fishermen in what are called condemned harvest areas, and they're places with high bacteria levels in the water. All new at 5:30. 10 on your side's Deanna LeBlanc has more on why this is such an important issue, and she's live along the James River in Newport News. Deanna?
Yeah, Anita and Stephanie, as we've reported before, the Virginia Marine Resources Commission recently started cracking down on illegal oyster harvesting. Just yesterday, they handed down sanctions for 10 men they say were caught doing something that's not only illegal, but is very bad for your health. In this lab in Norfolk, the Virginia Department of Health tests water samples from oyster grounds across the area, determining which can be safely open for harvest and which should be condemned.
An area is condemned due to the risk of pathogens related to human sewage, particularly things like norovirus, hepatitis A.
Dickerson says the polluted water could make someone who eats the oysters sick, with symptoms similar to the stomach flu.
You know, for older people, people with compromised immune systems, it can be quite a bit worse, and you know, in some cases can lead to death. I mean, people have died from illnesses related to oysters.
But in July, Virginia Marine Police arrested 10 watermen on 4 boats for harvesting in a condemned area along the James River.
It's historically been a closure for a number of years. I mean, a long time.
A Newport News judge found the 10 men guilty in September. Yesterday, the Virginia Marine Resources Commission handed down the sentencing. For 9 of the men, probation, with the risk of losing their licenses for 2 years if they violate another rule.
This is how these mostly men earn their living. It's how they support their families. But when they do something wrong, they do something wrong.
For the 10th man, no probation. He lost his license for 2 years.
When he got caught, he was already on probation from a previous violation.
The arrests are part of an increased crackdown, one that's just as much about public opinion as it is public health.
It has got huge ramifications health-wise and economically to an industry that is finally having a rebirth.
And according to Lori Naismith, who you just saw there with Virginia Marine Resources Commission, all 10 of the people who were arrested worked for the same company. Now, I did speak recently with the attorney who represented the 9 men who received probation. She says that they maintain their innocence still despite that sentencing. She says in court she disputed that the Marine Police who made the arrest may not have had the right GPS coordinates of where they found those boats. She says they believe they were never in condemned waters. Live in Newport News along the James River tonight, I'm Deanna LeBlanc. 10 on your side.